Sports. This is our very first episode.
Great to finally get here.
Great to finally be here for sure. Started with a 5 minute and then 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes and we realized, hey.
We need a show.
We need a show. So hey, we got a show. We are going to start off by talking some trade talk. We're going to talk about those who are buyers, sellers, and those who are sitting on the fence. So this is your area of expertise, my friend. Why don't we start with the Toronto Maple Leafs, the best team in the NHL. You want to talk about them?
Which the Toronto Maple Leafs, they're a buyer. This means they're looking to win now. So they're willing to trade prospects, draft picks, the whole 9 yards to get some improved talent right away. Toronto, I think they're looking to upgrade their bottom six. With Wayne Simmons injured and they have not been getting a lot of scoring from their bottom six besides the Matthews line,
yes.
I think that's the move that they're going to make. I'm interested to see if they go for Bobby Ryan from Detroit.
Okay.
A very cap-friendly, very strong,
sure.
strategic player who is having a very good season.
Okay. How about we switch over to those Montreal Canadiens? She says with a scared face.
I know, we got a Habs hater over here.
We do.
And kind of here. But anyways, I think for them, they're looking to improve their center position. You look at teams in the Northern Division like Toronto and Winnipeg especially. They're very, very deep in their center position. Montreal's very young in the center position. And I think more pressure got put on Montreal when Winnipeg went out and got Pierre-Luc Dubois. I think that's putting more pressure on Montreal that they might be looking for a veteran center.
Okay.
Not quite sure where they're going to go on that yet, but we'll have to wait and see on that one.
Okay, let's switch over to Sidney Crosby and his Pittsburgh Penguins.
Pittsburgh Penguins, this has been a weird one. So this season, at one point, there were rumors they were going to trade Crosby, Letang, and Malkin, and then all of a sudden, GM gets forced to step down, new GM, new president of operations. So we know now for sure they're going for another cup. And I think to do that, they're going to need to get some veteran goaltending. I'm wondering, with the way Marc-Andre Fleury has taken over the starting role in Vegas, is Robert Leonard available from Vegas to come in and give Pittsburgh that stable goaltending they need to try to make a playoff push?
Okay, so we've got the Sharks, the Rangers, and the Red Wings sitting as sellers. Where do you want to start with that?
Let's start with the Red Wings.
Okay.
I think the reason why the Red Wings are sellers here is because, let's be honest, they're not having a great season. I think the Red Wings are underachieving a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see what they do, but I think, again, Bobby Ryan is probably on the move as someone who's a cap-friendly contract.
All right.
He'll be out of there pretty quick, and you'll be able to get, I think you could get some good prospects for him as he's having a great season.
Okay. Anything else on the Sharks, Rangers, anything else you want to talk about there? Or?
I'd say the Sharks are looking to probably move some of their defensive core.
Okay.
They are spending a lot of money to lose. So I could really see them getting rid of some of their defensive core. And actually, I would even say the same thing for the Rangers.
Okay, sounds good. Now, sitting on the fence, I see Vancouver there. They're definitely sitting on the fence this season. But as far as
it's tough
trade
with
talks,
both of these teams.
Yeah.
Because both Nashville and Vancouver, they're in that what I like to call the hover position. So they're not at the bottom of their division, but they're nowhere near the top either.
Okay.
I think we'll end up seeing Nashville selling. I think Vancouver, it depends how they keep playing. Because they've been looking a lot better of late, but they did lose 6 straight, which really, really hurt them. So we'll have to see how that's going to go.
Okay, great. So there's buyers, there's sellers, there's those on the fence. What about the salary cap? With the increase, is there going to be an increase in the next couple of years? What's going on there?
Unfortunately, it's looking like no increase for the next couple years. Now, this is an interesting thing. This makes it difficult for buyers and sellers. Reason being is a team like Toronto, they were expecting the salary cap to keep going up, and it's not. So they're maxed out, still trying to build together a winning team. Montreal is almost maxed out, and Pittsburgh's almost maxed out. Now, the reason why I'm saying this also affects sellers is because now they need to try to make it work for both teams to have a healthy salary cap. That's a difficult thing to do because remember, these teams still have to hit a league minimum. The other teams can't go over a league maximum. This is like a seesaw, teeter-totter kind of situation. I think it's going to take a really smart general manager to make this work. And we know for sure next season, we're not getting an increase in the salary cap.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest here. I don't see the salary cap going up for the next 2, maybe even 3 years.
Okay. It's going to take
no
a bit
fans
to gain.
in the stands.
Yeah, that's right. No fans in the stands. And they try to put the sponsorships on the helmets. We've seen that. We've seen sponsorship covering the stands. That's great.
They won't do the jerseys though, like
They
the
won't
KHL.
do the jerseys. That's very European hockey, though. If you watch any hockey,
it is. But like, this is a great opportunity to try to boost some revenue. And I mean, for these teams, they need the salary cap to increase. So I don't understand what Bettman's thinking here. Oh, it will wreck the integrity of the jerseys. You know what? How about the integrity of money in my pocket?
Yeah.
Like, the fans want to see top-tier teams be top-tier teams, and fans that are up these teams of sellers, they want to see their teams improve and get better and actually start winning some bloody games.
Yeah, I know. Well, honestly, coming both from Southern Ontario and being diehard Toronto Maple Leaf fans, I couldn't even go to the games half the time. They're so damn expensive to go. So, it's not for the average working person to hit a Leaf game. If you have a family of 4, forget it. You're not eating, you're not drinking, you're not paying your mortgage that month. So
you're really not.
Really, I mean, they've got to do something about it. Now, we have listed the Leafs, the Habs, the Pittsburgh Penguins, which, I actually kind of like the Penguins. I'm not going to say. They're one of my secondary teams as buyers, and we've got our sellers in on the fence. Of the other teams in the NHL, what are your thoughts on that?
So I think some more buyers would be the Capitals. I think will end up being buyers. I think the Jets, I don't think are quite done. I still think they'd like to boost their core. Ottawa, I don't think is going to do much of anything except maybe try to trade prospects that aren't working for maybe prospects that are working.
Okay.
I know. I'm surprised your eyes aren't rolling in the back of your head talking about the Senators.
I can't even. It's like, you were my friend, and you keep talking about the Ottawa Senators.
Well, they have a lot of talent. That Tim Stützle is absolutely insane. And see, this is where again goes back to the salary cap. Ottawa was able to trade some big contracts because teams had room. This is going to be a really weird trading situation. I think we're going to see more trades before the deadline, number one. Having to do with quarantining regulations. And with the cap not increasing or decreasing for the next couple years, Bob's your uncle. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't.
Fanny's your aunt. Don't forget about the Auntie Fanny. All right, Jacob, that's awesome stuff. We have a couple more segments coming up. We're going to dive into some more professional sports, but I want to talk about some locals. We've got the Sioux Pee Wee, the hockey starting again, and my little guy's getting out there. We've got some stuff from Lake State, from Algoma, and we've got some Sioux Greyhounds info, so stay tuned. We'll be right back with more sports on 705 Sports.
We are at war with a virus, and healthcare troops and first responders are on the front line fighting it every day. Let's join the fight by staying home. Staying home is not a retreat. It's the most brave and aggressive weapon we have against this enemy. Because when we do stay at home, we help prevent overwhelming our hospitals while buying time for our scientists to find the vaccine. And that is how we beat it.
Welcome back to 705 Sports. We're here with Colette and myself. And Colette, you're the minor hockey expert.
I'd like to think so, Jacob. Yeah, absolutely.
I would think so too, I don't even think.
I have 2 boys, as you know, Connor and Dante. Connor's been in hockey since he was 3. He's almost 19. Now we got little D-man Dante, D-Money Dizzle. He's now, we're at that part of the Sault Ste. Marie. He's playing on the Sioux Pee Wee and was crushed when COVID hit.
I guess so. I mean,
yeah, that is a big part of a child's development when they're playing minor sports. It helps them grow. It helps them learn from their peers. The change room convo. They had their little music a blaring. Anyway, good news, Jacob, is that minor hockey at the Pee Wee is back. But we're going to first start with a little bit of a different spin. We're going to start with the Sault Greyhounds because everybody knows and loves the Sault Greyhounds.
Who doesn't love the Greyhounds in Sault Ste. Marie?
I don't know. I even love the Greyhounds, and I'm from Hamilton. Which
I'm from Barrie, but like again, still, I gotta get a little go in here. But still, the Greyhounds, they're an awesome team, fantastic organization, and the atmosphere, which unfortunately we're not going to get this season. But
yes,
can't go wrong.
And we're going to get to that. So the Hamilton Bulldogs, as you know, did beat the Sault Greyhounds one year, and it was upsetting for me. Like, we were at the game in Hamilton, I'm like, I'm cheering for both teams here. I don't know what to do. Now that I'm in the Sault, I have to say I only cheer for the Greyhounds. But what I really love about this city is I guess it's because when we're from Hamilton and Barrie and all these closer cities to GTA, we have the luxury of having the Toronto Maple Leafs down the road, or the Toronto Marlies even, who are a great little team too. So we don't get that OHL feel. I love that about here. So let me tell you, O'Rourke is one of my favorite Greyhounds. It's also Dante's favorite. So O'Rourke. Of
course, he's your favorite then.
Well, yeah, of course. Sorry about that. Look, he blew my earpiece right out. That's how much we like him. So O'Rourke. Boom. O'Rourke is playing the AHL right now, which a lot of players have been doing. He's doing really, really well. There are three players with these local ties, all of whom were expected to skate in the OHL. And like I said, presently in the A. It's been a great experience. They've been contacting back and forth. Something to note, the Greyhounds haven't been able to meet in person, clearly. And we've got a lot of prospects that came from the OHL draft last year who haven't even made it to the Sault yet this year. So they're still waiting.
That's really tough.
Yeah, and one of those guys is called Bryce McConnell Barker, which we'll get to him in a minute. But what they're doing is they're Zooming once a week as the team, keeping the team together and team unity. And as you know, O'Rourke is the captain. He's averaging over 10 minutes per game in 2 appearances with Iowa. So that's awesome.
That's awesome to see. And you know what I love about that too? They saw a need with needing these players to get development, and the AHL has been a great way for them to step up and get some more development. That's great to see someone from the Greyhounds getting a chance to play. That's also going to help a lot when the Greyhounds are back.
Absolutely.
He's going to be a lot more fresh versus other players who have been sitting around.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So Colin, I know we've been talking about the Greyhounds. Who's this Bryce player they picked up last year?
Well, Bryce is somebody they picked up last year. He's 6'2". He's a forward, and he's deadly on and off the ice. What the coaches are really seeing in him is that he's keen. Like I mentioned, they are only doing their meetings by Zoom. Can't get together. He hasn't even been to this Sault yet. He hasn't even seen this wonderful city and how awesome the arena is. So Bryce is, like I said, he's 6'2". He's playing forward, and he's ready to come and score some goals. So we are looking forward to that. Now, they did release something last week that the OHL starting out between April 2nd and the 4th. Then we received word that, no, that's not quite true. So I think that, I know. And we ran with it. We're like, sad. Yes, we're going to the Greyhounds. We're going to watch them on April 2nd. Anyway, I did fact check that, and the OHL released a statement and said they're still trying to figure out the dates. I guess they're trying to figure out the whole bubble situation, right? We got American teams, we have Canadian teams, much the same as the NHL, how they have the Canadian team bubble. And so I'm assuming that's what's going on. We will find out more on that. Now, just a little bit more on the Greyhounds. They have this thing called the Hometown Heroes. Do you know an essential worker in whom you can nominate? And if you go to their website, they want you to, it's presented by McDonald's Canada, by the way, and there's nominations. And what you do is you go and you nominate your favorite frontline worker right here from Sault Ste. Marie, and it's between now and in March that they will pick a winner. And I think that's really cool how they're doing that. They're still trying to keep the community engaged because everybody misses their Greyhounds. And I do know that they had some children's activities to do online too. Like color your favorite hockey player and do some math and stuff like that. So that was really good. They're still engaging. Way to go on their marketing communications team there. They're doing a great job. So that's basically what we've got on the Greyhounds. Where should we go to next? You want to go to Oklahoma?
Why don't we head over to LSSU
Okay, let's do that. Okay, let's go over to Lakers. So we covered the Lakers a little bit back in the morning show a couple months ago. But when we knew we were doing the sports show, we wanted to take the time. The Lakers have a great men's basketball team, a great women's basketball team, ice hockey team. They have wrestling. They have gymnastics. They were doing a lot of their gymnastics. All their tournaments were being tossing up everybody in the air. They were recording them, or the figure skating was another one where the figure skating and then the judging was upon a recording. So very
cool.
very unique opportunity and time for athletes right now. But the important thing is that they are still going. Men's basketball for Lakers and any sport for the Lakers, you go to their website and you can watch it virtually right then and there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so you do not have to miss your favorite teams. So we've got, let me just check. We've got men's basketball on the 19th and the 20th. And much the same as what we're seeing in the NHL, you're playing those teams 2 or 3 times in a row.
Right, it makes sense.
It does. The men's team are playing, so therefore the women's team are playing, whether it be Fridays, Saturdays. So we've got a lot of basketball, a lot of hockey. Follow this men's basketball team. I'm going to go into detail a little bit more next week, but I will tell you, I did watch a couple of their games. Blown away.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yep. So please go to the Lakers website, watch as many as you can, and we'll have some follow-ups. There's a lot of hockey and basketball coming up this weekend that we're going to be talking about next week.
And I think, too, that's so important as well, because these players still need the development. As much as I understand we need to be careful with COVID protocol, we need to keep people safe.
Yep.
These athletes still need a chance to play. And I think it's great that the Lakers organization has been figuring out safe and effective ways to do it, to still athletes are getting what they need to get.
And that's not just the Lakers, too. I should point out that Michigan State and University of Michigan are also doing similar
awesome.
programs for their athletics. As a person who went to college university, and I lived for the athletic department. I mean, I couldn't imagine my college years or post-secondary years not having athletics involved with that. So congratulations to them. I know Sault College is still trying to work out, and let's get to Algoma University. Because what they did the Shoot for the Cure for Cancer at the beginning of February. They raised $123,000. We wanted to congratulate them on that, and
that's
that was
awesome.
part of the women's basketball team. Finally, I'm going to get to my favorite part of this whole sports section, other than talking about the Leafs. You ready?
I'm ready.
Dante's hockey. So, the Sault Pee Wee Hockey League has posted that on Monday. We're ready to go. Let's get these kitties, they got this laced up.
That is awesome to see, that they're getting ready to go. Like, they're getting to the point now they can actually start getting on the ice.
Oh, I know. So they're going to be playing out of the Pee Wee Arena. They're playing out of the roads. Now, get this. They're playing out of the GFL.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know.
That's exciting.
Dante's 9. As soon as I go home and tell him, he's and even more importantly, his schedule doesn't start till 6:30 p.m. Sunday. Thank goodness.
Mama gets to sleep.
Yeah, mommy doesn't have to do that skating thing till later on in the day. But I need you guys to know, you need to go to the Pee Wee website, because there are rules and regulations for taking your child to the rink. Again, there's only one parent per child. Must wear a mask. Their change rooms are split in 2, so that half the team's here, half the team's there. There are no overlapping. There are no games. Instead of games, they're playing inter squads, and they split the ice. They were talking about, before they shut down in December, that, okay, we're going to open the full ice up, and then we're going to have 2 teams play, because they were playing half ice. These kids are 9, 10. This is the U11 league that I'm speaking to specifically. But for all the other leagues, it's the same as well. The age groups, same as well. These kids want to skate full ice.
Right.
You know?
For sure.
So, I don't know what's going to happen. I think we're still splitting the ice, but just please go and read the protocols from Hockey Canada that are posted there. They're really important. We're going to share them on our website too, SaultOnline.com, and I'm going to write an enthusiastic article to go alongside it.
Well, I can't wait to read that article, but you know what? Unfortunately, we got to get to break, but Colette and I will be right back to round up your weekend.
Drop by one of our 3 Sault Ste. Marie locations. You do life, we do taxes.
The COVID-19 pandemic in Canada is serious. We must continue to practice all public health measures. Follow local guidelines for gatherings. Maintain physical distancing. Wash your hands, wear a mask, and download the COVID Alert app. If you have symptoms, even mild ones, stay home. Protect yourself and others. We've come too far to stop now.
A message from the Government of Canada.
Welcome back to to 7:05 Sports with Jacob and Colette. So far, you're up to date on trades. You're up to date on your minor hockey, your Greyhounds, your Lakers, and your Algoma University players.
We have gotten through a lot in 2 segments.
God, we are killing it. I wonder
Like
we had to
Speedy
go from 5 to
Gonzalez
30.
is over here.
And we'll have more as it rolls out. I mean, we've got golf coming up. We've got some UFC that I'm going to be talking about, and my favorite
Tennis.
soccer, tennis. You can talk about tennis if you want. And go. And baseball. That's going to be bigger next weekend. But before we get there, we want to talk about what's coming up this weekend on the ice. And it's the Leafs.
This is a really, really big game. I'm still standing by whoever wins this series between the Leafs and the Habs wins the division.
Okay.
So I think for this one, let's go over the Leafs' keys to victory. They need to play smart in and out of their own zone, meaning they need to make sure they're getting good defensive possessions. They need to make sure they're getting out of their zone clean and efficiently. Please just start on time. I feel like Mike Babcock here, but please don't fire me.
Mike Babcock. You know what? I was a big Mike Babcock fan. I really
See,
was.
but the Leafs are also looking to get that depth scoring going again, which is something we talked about earlier, how they've been struggling with depth scoring. And we need strong goaltending because we know Montreal can put the puck in the net almost as efficiently as Toronto.
I will say I'm a big Carey Price fan.
So am I.
Okay.
We
Well,
agree.
we agree. Holy cow.
Move.
Write that down. I mean, he's a great goalie. You can't deny him.
No,
that.
you
I
can't.
wish he wore a Leaf jersey. That's
So
all
do
I have to say.
But no way we could afford him.
Yeah.
But I mean, for Montreal, speaking of that price, he's got to be strong. They need to make sure they shut down Matthews and Marner, which that is not an easy thing to say.
M&M.
Oh, really? Yeah. They're both slim, and when they get in the arena, they're shady. But that's a tough task to do, which is going into their next
Absolutely.
one, which is keep this game a low-scoring game.
Yeah.
Montreal does not want to get into a 6-5 game, even though Ottawa did that to us and they won. I don't think Montreal wants to try their luck on the same thing, because let's be honest, Toronto can pretty much go goal for goal with any team in the NHL.
Yeah. I keep saying, Jacob, and I know that many of you are going to laugh at this out there, this is the year that the Leafs will win the Stanley Cup. Do you know why? Because we're not playing all the teams. We're playing, it's a Canadian bubble. And it's going to be, oh yeah, of course you win the league when there's not everybody's playing. And I'm going to stick by that. And we won't be able to have our big parties because I've always planned to take a week off when they win this.
I know, same.
Anyway, whatever. Just had to slide that in there. So who else we got?
We got the Red Wings and the Panthers.
Okay.
This will be an interesting game to watch because I'll be completely honest with everyone here. I would be shocked if the Wings beat the Panthers.
Yeah.
The Panthers they're a really good team
I
this
know
season.
they are, yeah,
Which
yeah.
who was expecting the Panthers to be one of the best teams in the NHL? Not me.
Not me.
But for the Red Wings to do it, don't chase the game. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to be able to match Florida on their skill, and that's actually not that big of a deal. If you can't out-skill them, you can out-hustle them and you can outwork them, but don't try to chase them with keeping up with them play for play. Keep the game low-scoring. The reason why I'm saying that is, again, Detroit doesn't have the same offensive ability is not a word, but that's okay. They don't do it anyways. They don't do it the same way the Panthers do it. And they need some saves. They've been having that problem all year. The goaltending's been not great, not bad, just kind of there.
Okay.
So hopefully they get some saves in that game, and if they don't, I don't see them beating the Panthers.
Okay. What about the Battle of Alberta?
I am so excited for the Battle of Alberta.
Is so excited. You said that.
Even though I'm a diehard Leaf fan, I think this is my favorite games. Is the Battle of Alberta.
Who? Which one? Are you an Oilers or a Flames? Or
To be
you
honest,
just-
I'm
it's
actually not
just
a huge fan of either team, funny enough. But I just love the intensity. I love that these two teams, they do not like each other at all. Which makes for, in my opinion, some of the best hockey you're going to watch. It feels like old school hockey. I feel like I'm in 2005 again. Everyone's hitting everyone. There's fights going on. We had a goalie fight last season. Can we please have another goalie fight?
I forgot you are of a goalie in your past life.
I
aren't
was.
You? Yeah. Crazy. I could not be that goalie, mom goalie anyway.
Well, yeah, you just have to be nuts. And like, I'm nuts. So like, it was all good. But
Your poor mom that goes to cost a fortune. Okay, sorry.
But for the Flames to win, they want to get physical. Reason being is they're a bigger team than Edmonton, but they don't have the same skill as Edmonton. So if they can push Edmonton around, sort of like bully them on the ice, maybe almost like an old school Philly style, that's their best chance. Markstrom needs to stand on his head, as he's been doing for most of the season, because he's been outstanding. Like the numbers this guy's putting up.
Yeah. I
don't know how he's doing it. On a team that realistically, Calgary's been shaky, but their goaltending has just been out of this world.
Awesome. Okay.
And then low scoring, you don't want to get McDavid and Draisaitl going goal for goal with Tkachuk and Johnny Hockey.
Yeah.
That's not going to go well for Calgary.
I'm a big Connor McDavid fan, as we've had this conversation before. And I was not comparing him to Sidney Crosby at the time. It was just the whole 500 point, you know what I mean? That's
It's incredible McDavid has gotten to 500 points that quickly.
Yeah, that's where I was going with it, Jacob. But I mean, he's a great player. He's good to watch. He's got silky mitts. He's always, the way he moves around that puck. I mean,
he's a highlight reel every game.
Yeah, he is.
Like if I was going to be editing a highlight reel and I know McDavid's playing, like, oh, okay, I know that game's good, and start recording it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, considering I've been right in the past, and I think you've had one or two, right?
One or two. Oh, listen here.
All right, so you all know, y'all know I'm not going to go against Toronto, so Toronto's going to win.
Well, you did already, I
did not make a public statement. I said I would keep my mouth closed for a change. I do feel that Edmonton is going to come out strong, and I think the Panthers are going to be victorious.
And I'm saying Toronto over Montreal, but it's not good. Again, I think that will be a low-scoring game. I think Montreal's going to succeed on that.
3-1.
Maybe 4-3 at the highest, but it's not going to be a blowout game.
Okay.
And I'm saying Calgary's going to beat Edmonton. The reason why I'm saying it, the last game was not your typical Battle of Alberta, and Tkachuk's been a typical Tkachuk lately, which that's, again, another day. My gosh, we're already having more things to talk about than we can fit into a half-hour show.
I know.
But
make it an hour.
Let's slow down those horses for now.
Fine, whatever.
Actually, we could talk about horse racing one day.
No, I love horse racing. Don't even get me started. I could tell you how I picked those winners, too. All to do with the name. Speaking of names, the 705 Sports is going to be coming to you for every Friday at 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. Friday at 4 live on Facebook.
Which is awesome. I'm just really excited to be bringing sports back to Sault Ste. Marie.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's something we've been doing in the local news, which now you're going to see the local news sportscast changing up a little bit. But that's because we're delivering so much more of an in-depth analysis on sports here with 705 Sports.
Yeah, great.
But I think we got to go.
We do have to go. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you later. Have a great weekend.